Hello everyone, and welcome to my GRID Autosport review. Now let me just start by saying that this won't obviously be a full review since not all of the details of the game are out, and I obviously haven't played all of the game. But I just thought I'd give you a bit of an early review just to let you know what I think really overall of the game, rather than on the specific other videos that I've done. So yeah, let's get cracking. So straight away then we'll start with the menu. So of course, the menu was just of the in-game. I haven't seen the main menu yet. I've only seen I think they call it the paddock menu. So you get these quite nice effects here, just kind of all the cars stacked up on the grid, and this always isn't a grid, it's just a stacked up kind of a show-off type screen. Bit of an intro to the race really, which is quite cool. Then you get into this real paddock menu, and so obviously you've got a race button there, and then hopefully I score along in just a second. And the other things you've got in here is difficulty, you've got settings, there's season progress as well, which you just see me flip through there, and obviously save and quit there. So I'm not sure what season progress is, but it is the difficulty levels then, so you see there's lots of settings there. Unlike the last grid, which tried to do away with this, they've gone right back to having loads and loads of settings in there. So that's good to see. Season progress, as I just mentioned, I can't unfortunately get into. Vehicle tuning, really good to see some tuning options in here. Relatively simplistic, but that's good. It's not the sort of game that you really want to be, doing heavy tuning to. And then obviously the race button, which I then go into. So that's about it from the menus I saw. Relatively brief look, I know. But it's good to see the certain options you've got in there, like particularly the difficulty and also the setup options there. And I believe the setup options are different for the different disciplines as well. I think I heard mention, for example, the open wheel has got wing settings as well. So it's good. There is some there's kind of some difference in the different disciplines there. So while we're on the subject menus then, I'll just touch on career. Obviously not all details have been released about career yet, and I don't know all the details, it's not like I'm just not telling you guys. But essentially you'll be able to sign for certain teams as far as I'm aware, and you can also give team orders, which is a really cool idea. So you can basically sort of say, to your teammate, move over, or attack the car ahead, or don't attack him. And I believe he also will move over for you as well. I think you can ask him to or not, I'm not too sure, I don't know if he always does, but there is certainly team orders in there, which is pretty cool to see. And I also hear that the career mode will be completely split in terms of disciplines. So if, for example, open wheel, if you just want to play open wheel, you can just play open wheel, which is really good for me, because games like something like Dirt 3, I played a little bit of that and then got bored of it because it makes you do all the disciplines. I don't want to do all the disciplines, I want to do the ones I enjoy, and that's it. I don't want to have to do everything for the sake of getting through the game. So it's really good that that you can get that. And I spoke to James, one of the top guys on the game, and he said that the career mode, just for one, I believe, to go from start to finish in one discipline, so say open wheel for example, I think he said it was something like you could do it in a few hours, I think he said, but realistically you're probably looking at sort of, I think it was about 10 hours or so off the top of my head. So there is a fair bit of gameplay in each and every discipline, so that's good to see. I think it might be more than 10 hours actually, I'm now thinking of it now, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, the career mode just sounds really awesome. I mean, obviously all the details aren't released yet, and looking forward to hearing some more on it, but it does sound like the career mode could be really, really top, and really, really good. So yeah, we'll look forward to hearing more on that. I think that could be a key area of the game. Multiplayer then, not much has been released on multiplayer at all, other than that it will have it. That's about all we really know. Again, I think this has got some potential. I think because the nature of the game, you will get people like on F1, the kind of rammers as it were, but not hugely so, because of the nature of the game. Again, it's quite forgiving, so I think it could be quite entertaining, the multiplayer, but again, we'll wait and see on more details for that. So moving into more the actual gameplay then, so the damage model, as I've mentioned in other videos, I find really very good. I've only witnessed visual only damage, but I presume once the full damage is on it, it'll be pretty impressive as well. But visual damage is really, really impressive. Cars, come apart completely, doors come open, I think doors come off as well, bonnet comes up, so I've seen certain parts fall off, and it's really good. So yeah, that's really good to see that level of damage, and yeah, like I say, just wait and see what the full damage model looks like, but I imagine it'll be pretty good, judging on the visual damage. Physics then, the general driving physics of the game. Again, as I mentioned in my other videos, really, if you want to know more about that, go into my other videos. The physics, they're forgiving, but not too forgiving. You can't get away with murder. You do have to correct the oversteer and things. You can spin. The AI spins as well. I'll touch on it more in a minute. But pretty arcadey, but that's that sort of game. That's what you expect. If you want a sim, go to another game. This isn't a sim, but fun, overall fun. Particularly the open wheel. That's I really did quite enjoy racing the open wheels, and that is probably where I'll spend most of my time in the game. But yeah, I mean, physics forgiving, you know, for I think fun for even sim players potentially if you're open-minded enough, and yeah, forgiving for new players. So I was impressed with the physics, and I mean, it was an early build I was playing. I think it was a few months old, the build I was playing, so I expect the physics have been tweaked further. So we look forward to playing the full game. AI then, I touched on it before. AI, they've impressed me. They're quite dynamic, so they will actually defend like halfway down a straight if you're about to, you know, try and go past, and they will move over on you a little bit and try and defend. In open wheel, for example, you know, down a straight, they might make one move, they'll move over, and that'll be it. In something like touring car or street, particularly, I think they'd probably try and block you more, just literally come over on you, you know, a little bit, and just try and block you more than anything. So it's good to see a bit of variance between the disciplines there with the AI. That, you know, they have got different driving styles. It's not one size fits all, which just wouldn't work with it. Open wheel is a completely different driving style to touring or street. In terms of overtaking and aggression and that kind of thing. So yeah, and they were pretty quick as well. As I mentioned before in the open wheel video, I was about a second quicker than them, which is reasonable, but you know, I started from last. It was only a 3-lap race, so I struggled like mad to win on a 3-lap race. You know, I think at one point I was 4th after the first lap, so I had 2 whole laps to get from 4th to 1st and only came 2nd. So it's certainly a challenge. It isn't easy. If you make a mistake, you know, that's not, you know, in that example, if you make a mistake, you're not going to win. And some longer race distance as well is going to come in, which would be good. And what next? Licensing then. It's good to see licensing in the game as well. Obviously, there's going to be some licensing, but it seems like they've gone quite deep with the licensing. There's, as I mentioned in the street video, they had Audi, BMW, and Mercedes, of course, all big rivals. So it's good to see them getting some decent licenses in. It'd been, you know, easy for them to gather some kind of knockoff licenses and, you know, just make up cars, because that's not really what the game's about. You know, it's not about that. But it's good to see that they've made some effort at least. So overall, then. I did enjoy the game very much so, and I will be playing it. You know, I won't just play it and that'll be it. I won't actually play it now. I'll just go back to, you know, I play iRacing and F1 a lot. I will be playing it. How much does depend on what the final game's like, and particularly for me, it depends on career mode. You know, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they'll do with that, and seeing, you know, the beauty of it is that so many different disciplines that, you know, you don't have to cross them over, as I mentioned before. So if someone like me, if I just want to do open wheel, I can just do open wheel. You know, if that's the only one that I really enjoy, that's what I could just do that and just have a bit of fun. And it is fun because, you know, you've got sliding and drifting going on and power sliding. It is good fun to drive. So, you know, or if I want to, if I like that and perhaps one other one, I can just do those two. I don't have to do all of the disciplines. So it's really good to see, you know, that sort of thing. And I am looking forward to it. I will be playing it. How much that is yet to be seen. Only time will tell that. But it does look like a promising game. I think hardcore sim racers, perhaps not. If you're an open-minded sim racer and just looking for a bit of fun, then yeah, by all means, you know, something like F1 Race Stars, similar sort of thing, even a more extreme example, but you know, it's just a bit of fun. It's not all games have to be about being fully realistic. At the end of the day, games are for entertainment. So if you want a bit of fun, this game I think is for you.